All right, guys, I'm going to take a minute here. Got this thing stripped down. This is the passenger door, and this is pretty crazy to me. I never see doors, especially Nova doors, this part of the country where we're from, that are this clean. The little red spots you see are low spots from the red oxide primer that was on it. You can see there's a ton of dings right through there. Very small stuff from over the years just being opened up and things run into it. But this down here, very solid. Actually, a pleasant surprise. Hopefully the other door's this clean. But I'm going to get my filler going on this door to where while it's setting up, I'm going to jump to this door and get it in the same way. Then I can just hop back and forth between each door while one's drying. One of the filler is drying on the one door. I could be sanding the other one, knock them out twice as fast, and then we'll get on to the fenders. Here's the other door. It's pretty clean too. Some pinholes here, and that is it. As far as the rest goes, clean doors. I mean, I couldn't ask for better this part of the country. There's definitely more dings and dents in this door. Still not anything, really bad. Just, within the realm to be able to just wipe a little filler, straighten it out. But that's not out of the ordinary for the driver door. They usually do have a little bit more damage. And at the end of that clip, that time lapse, you see me wiping the door down real quick with a paper towel. That's just a quick tip I picked up years ago from an older tech that I was working with. If you have trouble feeling your work or low spots or anything like that with your hands, use a paper towel and rub your hands over it with a paper towel, and it, for whatever reason, will show you way better what you got going on. You can just feel so much more through the paper towel. So that's a really good trick, that if you done some filler work and you're still not sure if it's just right, you can use a paper towel, and it will kind of help you out a lot better than just bare hands. Your hands seem to pick up on smooth versus rough and all that stuff, where the paper towel takes that out of it and actually picks up highs and lows better. Okay, on this here, if this filler was thicker, I would use my my DA to break it down close first. But since this is skim coated really thin, I'm just going to use a fresh piece of 80 grit on a block. And with a block, I can usually, not usually, I always can get it a lot straighter or quicker. So I'm going to use a block on this door and see, what we got going on with now. That might be all this door needs for its first prime. Maybe not. Might have some areas to go back. Usually I'll have some areas to go back, at least get, 2 coats on it. So let's get this stuff here blocked down, and we'll see where this door's at. I went ahead and blocked this off film. Figured I'd share you guys, or save you guys all the boring blocking parts. But this is about what you're gonna see. You can see how it's kind of real faint where all of our low spots were. It feels pretty straight. It actually feels really straight from the first coat here. Actually, all this is pretty much ready, other than it all blocked out with, that's how faint and small all these dings were. Just took one little skim coat of filler. Now if you look real close here, there's a low, low, and low, and so low that I can't hardly even feel it at all. Maybe that one there in the middle a tiny bit, but that's what that blocking will do. If you get the underneath a little bit shinier than you block across it flat, it'll show you exactly what you got. So I'm going to put some filler in that little piece there, and then that door will pretty much be roughed in. Now this one here, I'm going to go ahead and do the same thing that I did that one. Go ahead and skim coat all these low spots all over, and while I've mixed up, I'm going to hit the other door, that little spot. I'm going to save that front corner for later, because it's almost lunchtime here and I'm not going to make any heat and leave the shop. So I'm going to do this filler, and then while I go to lunch, that'll be drying, and then when I get back, we'll go ahead and fix that those pinholes and finish these doors up. Back on these doors, I went ahead and off camera made a patch for here. I welded it in solid, metal finished it. It was quite a bit of blocking and body work and all that stuff, so I just saved you guys all that boring stuff that you probably don't want to see. Once you see it once, you kind of seen it all for the most part. So, but these doors are completely ready for their first coat of epoxy, and I'll probably put 2 or 3 coats of high build 2K on them. But they definitely are feeling pretty straight, and we'll be able to see better once we get primer on them and get them blocked out. But for now, I'm going to set these aside, and I'm going to pull up the fenders. My boy got both of them, the headlight extension, fender extensions taken off, and the marker light. So now I can get in here and strip the rest of the paint off of there, off of each fender, and we can see what those need as far as metal work and body work to get those ready. Another pleasant surprise here from this car, especially after some of these ones I've worked on here lately seem like they get rustier and rustier. This fender is just super clean. It's got a ding right there. I'm sure you can see that right there. But I don't know if I've worked on a Nova that the fenders, at least one side needs some work, yeah, but this one here is really solid. Really solid. Got it all stripped down, the rest of the paint off of it. There's some dings and stuff here and there, but even the last Nova I did had a bunch of rust right here out of fix, so it's really cool to see it, not need all that, just need some straightforward, body work, some dings and here and there fixed. But very happy so far with this fender. So I'm gonna get some mud, put on some of these smaller dings in it, and this one should not take very long to get it ready for primer. All right, so there's quite a bit of dings and stuff on this fender. Hammered this one down here at the bottom out, wasn't real deep at all, just a little hammer and dolly work. Then a lot of little stuff that really, I don't know, not bad at all, just a little bit low, but we're gonna go ahead and fix it while we're here, obviously. And then onto this main damage here. I got it ground down to see exactly where I'm at. And I've got my new piece here that I made, not exactly cut completely where it's gonna be, but I will use this as a template to cut my fender. And then we'll fit this in there and tack it in slowly, get it butt welded in, metal finished off, and be able to get onto some body work on this fender. Gives you a quick look how good it's fitting on this end. Once I start tacking it across here and the bottom, I'm just going to trim this edge right back to where I need it, and then tack it in. Be a clean repair, last for years and years and years. Okay, got this patch all welded in, solid. Got it metal finished off. Gonna put some fiberglass reinforcement over this. I always do over all my patch panels, just as added security, I guess. I'm gonna finish stripping the paint off of this fender while that's drying, and then we're gonna get on to breaking this down and getting this one straight. This fender should be ready here in no time, and then we'll get the rest of this paint off and see what all we gotta do to the rest of this fender. All right, guys, that's enough for me today. I'm gonna move some cars around, get home. We'll get back on this tomorrow. This fender here is all body worked, ready for primer. Both doors are ready. I got fiberglass put on this patch panel on this corner of this other fender. Gonna let that dry overnight just caution, make sure it's completely hardened up and cured out. Be all hands on tomorrow, getting that fender the rest of the way squared away bodywork wise, and then we're gonna epoxy and primer these all 4 of these panels tomorrow. Catch you then. What's up, y'all? Next day here. Goal for the day: get this fender bodywork finished up on this one. If you've been following along, both doors are ready. The passenger fender's ready. So now we're down to just finishing out the bodywork on this driver fender. And we're on the epoxy and 2K high build today. And then tomorrow we can get the panels back on the car and see what it looks like with everything in primer. Let's keep going. Alrighty, guys, I managed to get this other fender, I think it was actually the other one, finished up. All these pieces here, both fenders, both doors, are completely ready for some DTM epoxy and 2K. I've got my epoxy mixed up, so it's about an hour away from lunch now, so I'm gonna put 2 coats of epoxy on these, and then it needs to set for about an hour or so before I can high build it, 2K. So that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna get 2 coats on this before lunch, take lunch, come back and get probably 3 coats of the 2K high build on, and then it can set overnight, and then we can put all these pieces on the car tomorrow and see what we've got. I forgot to hit record on the time lapse for the first coat of high build, so I'll bring you guys up to date real quick. This is after the first coat of the high build. As you can tell, these panels are looking pretty good from just one coat. I'm gonna put at least one more, because this is pretty heavy. This coat is pretty heavy. I'm gonna put at least one more, maybe two. We'll see what they look like after this this next coat. But I'll time lapse this next coat so you guys can at least see it go on, at least one of the coats. Like I said, I forgot to push record on the first coat, so. What's up, guys? It's the next day here. I come in this morning, put new pins and bushings in the doors. Got those hung up there, put on. Did some adjusting on the doors, and I've got them fitting exactly the way I want them to fit. Side to side, forward to back. They are flush. Might be hard to tell in the video, but they are flush. I didn't put a ton of time into fitting the fenders at all yet, because they're gonna be coming right back off very soon, so we can pull that engine and do all of our under the hood stuff. But as you can see, it looks quite a bit better just getting these panels ready to go. This door is really a nice gap all the way down to paint stick width, and it's flush all the way down as well. The biggest part of these doors was this lower fender, and it looks really good now. Needs a little bit of adjustment down there still to pull it out once we go to put it on for final fit. But yeah, definitely happy with the progress this week on the Nova. Probably gonna end this one on this note here. It is Friday here. I won't be working on this probably much next week. I'm gonna be back on the 79K20 all week, and I'll be bringing you guys a video on that next week, probably towards the end of the week. But the week after that, there'll be a video on this, and we'll be blocking some of the rear half of the car, and also getting the new hood. That it's got a brand new cow hood you've seen, but it's got some issues too. I'm gonna fix it, and we're gonna get the we're gonna start on this hatch, see what all it needs. Haven't really messed with it at all yet, so we don't know where we're going to be. Need to adjust the fit on it a little bit, and I'm sure there's some straightening across of it, you know, the top that's going to need done. And next goal for the next video will be to get the hatch in epoxy and 2K along with the hood, and then the whole car will be roughed in, and we can go from there, start blocking, and you know, get it ready. You know, keep getting towards that goal of getting it painted. So yeah, on that note, I'm going to end this video, part 2, and we'll be back with this car here in a couple weeks for part 3. And next week we'll be putting out finally part 2 on the 79K20. I'll catch you guys up on that, and you'll see some more work getting done on that. If you like the content, like, comment, subscribe. If you got any tips, tricks, I'm always open to learn. Definitely don't know it all. So yeah, thanks for watching.